Hey everyone, welcome to Twitter Scope. My name is Dawn Carter. Let me grab all my cards. I'm Dawn Carter at Dcart on all the socials. And if you're on Snapchat, follow me at Dcart. Dcart was taken. So I'm here. Thanks again so much for hopping on. Every single day, every weekday, I'm here around 10 o'clock. Today it's a little later. But every single day, I'm here with you, pushing back that veil of ignorance that surrounds Twitter. One of these things that I've heard, I don't know if you've said it or if you've had friends that have said it, I certainly have heard it, is I just don't get Twitter. I don't get how to use it to connect with my customers, how to connect with prospects. I just don't get it. It just sucks. So thus Twitter Scope was born. And one of the reasons that I wanted to create Twitter Scope is I have been on Twitter since whatever, April 2008 and have been using it to connect with prospects and customers and to also network with other people within my industry. And I just wanted to pass along some of that information. So you can find all the old Twitter Scope episodes, hashtag Twitter Scope, on YouTube. So just go in there, put in hashtag TwitterScope, and you can search for those and subscribe. If you subscribe, that will make me so happy. Let me know if you subscribe, because I would absolutely love to thank you. So again, my name is Dawn Carter, and today on TwitterScope, we're going to talk about, this is episode number 108, and we're going to talk about creating an experience that people can't get elsewhere. So this actually goes beyond Twitter and marketing with Twitter and connecting with your tribe using Twitter. This actually goes a little deeper than that. And think about this also. Whenever I'm talking about Twitter or using this social media platform, you can take these concepts and apply them to pretty much any platform. There will be some differences, but if you are trying to connect with your prospect or tribe or build your community using Instagram, using Pinterest, using Snapchat, a lot of these concepts, doesn't matter what the platform is, especially today's, you can absolutely apply them beyond Twitter. So I just wanted to kind of throw that caveat around out there. Create an experience people can't get elsewhere. So obviously goes beyond how you reach people, which is using a social media channel. But I'm going to talk today about how on earth do I create rabid fans, basically, for my product or my service or my store or my retail location or my book or whatever it is. And I'm going to go ahead and let you know that this is really one of the things that I've found. Number one, you have to start with an excellent product, and that absolutely goes beyond the scope of these Twitter scopes. I'll let you work on that excellent product aspect. So does your product, is your store, say you're a retail store, are you providing something, some excellent product? And if your product is crap and no one's buying it, that's on you. Go do your homework. Excellent product, but another way is adding to that excellent product is a unique experience. Unique experience. So excellent product plus a unique experience is one way to create rabid fans. And when I say rabid fans, I mean people that will eat up your content, that will buy your stuff no matter what platform you're offering it on. So isn't that what we all as brands want? We want rabid fans. A rabid fan is just someone that loves what you do, will follow you wherever you go. If you are on Instagram, they're there. If you are on YouTube, they will be eating up your content. Gary Vaynerchuk, again, at Gary V, great example of someone who's a genius at creating a tribe of rabid fans. So I'm going to talk today about one way, one often overlooked way, called creating that unique experience for your tribe. What do I mean by unique experience? Couple scopes ago, we talked about creating value for your tribe. I hate when I knock over my tripod. So one of the things we talked about was providing value and providing things that your tribe cannot get elsewhere. So think outside the box. So if you are a retail location, let me give you an example. I just discovered an olive oil gourmet food shop here in the town I live in, Riverside, called Migliores. Means the best in Italian, and they sell infused olive oils and balsamics. But one of the things that caught me right away, I'm always watching retailers in particular to see, what is it that makes me like love this place so much? Well, one of the things they do is they provide an experience that I can't get elsewhere. You think of how the pressure that Amazon is exerting on local retailers, that most consumers in their minds are going, well, why would I go all the way to a store when I can just go online and buy this? Well, let me tell you, retailers that have physical stores or locations, you have an advantage because you have a physical place that you can create an experience for people. Thus why I loved this store, Migliore's. They create an experience I can't get elsewhere. You walk in, you see the vats of all the oil, the lights are kind of low, there's gorgeous, the decor is nice, and it just, little tasting cups in front of all the things, and it just sucks you in. Not only does the physical experience suck you in, but the service was amazing. The gal that was there, gave me a little, olive oil 101. I don't know that much about it, but she didn't make me feel stupid. So those are things, that's an experience I can't get elsewhere. That's an experience I'm not going to get walking, navigating through the crowded aisles of Trader Joe's trying to select something. I mean, it's a completely different experience. So they started with an excellent product and they gave me an excellent experience. So again, that's a real quick example of how they created like an instant rabid fan for me. So that is one thing. So one of the things I'm going to talk about today are 3 experience. How do we create good experiences? And maybe today I'm just going to talk about 3 experience killers. So these are 3 things that are surefire ways to get people to just go, eh. You may have that excellent product, but if you have any of these experience killers in your mix, I'm so sorry to tell you, but a lot of times people don't have the patience to push back some of these obstacles. No matter how good your product is, if dealing with you as a business is a pain in the butt, people don't have the patience. They're going to go, you know what, maybe the product, I don't know if it's so excellent, but I'm going to go ahead and push past and move on to someone, your competition probably, who can provide me. So this is number one of the first experience killer for a customer is unresponsive client service. Unresponsive client service. I'll give you an example. Just found a great new app. I had downloaded it. It was very fun, quite addictive. They gave me a great little reward, a little bit of cash. I'm not going to say what the app is, but when I had an issue and I reached out via Twitter, different channels to be able to connect with them, and you hear crickets, nothing. That's unresponsive client service. It's like, this was fun and I was kind of addicted, but you know what? Not worth pushing past the unresponsive client experience. Bad customer experience. Now, that doesn't mean that if you ever have bad customer experience, you can't push past that. You can't rectify that. That's a whole nother talk. We'll talk about converting your critics into advocates. That's a whole nother talk. But number one is unresponsive. That's an experience killer. Unresponsive client service. Great example, going to a restaurant that you love their food. Another example, restaurant expands their service because they're so popular, but they expand their seating, but don't expand their kitchen, don't expand their wait staff. And so now all of a sudden the excellent food that everyone comes back for and that helped them grow in the first place is now a not so wonderful experience because they're having to wait forever. I have to thank 2 of my friends who are local restaurateurs in this industry here in Riverside. Ronaldo, who owns the Salted Pig, and then Ryan Wick, who has Wick's Brewery. They teach me so much because your customer service has to be killer in the restaurant industry. And they know it. They live and die by that. And I learn a ton. Don't have to be a restaurant person. You can just be a brand to be able to learn from other industries. So number one, the one experience killer is unresponsive customer service. Number 2 is amnesia. Amnesia. What do you mean by that, Dawn? Amnesia. To create a good customer experience for people, there is an aspect of remembering something about that customer. You do not want to have brand amnesia about people that come in. For instance, I talked a couple scopes ago about a local liquor store, it was adult beverage purveyor here in Riverside called La Bodega. One of the reasons they have a rabid fan, a friend of mine who was just talking with me, is, he said, they remember me every time I come in. They remember what I'm looking for. They remember little details about me. Those little details that they remember about that person that comes in, that customer who already likes them, who already is a fan of their excellent product, or in their case, their excellent variety, that builds and solidifies the excellent customer experience for that customer. So the reverse of that, an experience killer, is having amnesia about your relationship with that prospect or customer. How many times, I don't know if you guys have had this, how many times have you done business with a business and they still talk to you like they're trying to get your business? Is that not annoying? To me, that's like an example of brand amnesia. That all of a sudden, I like your product, but you're talking to me like you don't even know me. That is not good. That's an experience killer. So you can have the greatest product. Remember, it's not just an excellent product, but it's unique experience and unique positive experience that you can't get elsewhere. And that's one of the things that contributes to having a rabid fan. And then real quick, number 3, another experience killer is that you miss details that your target craves. You miss details that they crave. What do you mean by this, Don? What do you mean? And again, these things go way beyond Twitter. This is more about how I conduct my business as a brand. What do you mean by missing a detail that my target craves? Here's another example. Foodie, local foodie, love to eat excellent, well-prepared, locally sourced food. That's just one of my little things, little weird things about me. But one of the details, for instance, hey, welcome, Aaron. Glad you hopped on. We're talking about experience killers. Am I giving people, am I unresponsive in my service? Do I have amnesia about my prospects? And finally, do I miss details that my target craves? If I understand who my target market, who doesn't love to eat? I don't know, right? If, for instance, my target is a foodie, someone like my persona, a foodie, someone who likes local food, all that, but that's not enough. Again, remember we talked about excellent product plus a unique experience that people cannot get elsewhere. That creates rabid fans. What if you're a local business who has that excellent product? Actually, I'm thinking of a place right now, no names, excellent food, well prepared, locally sourced, all that. But they kind of miss the details. There we go. Last point. Did they miss the detail that their target creates? Yes. I walked into, experience. Exactly, Aaron Norris of the Norris Group. Yes. If you are missing the details that your target craves, they're going to move on to your competition. I just hate to say this, it's the brutal truth. If a local foodie wants the excellent experience of being able to eat in a place that's well designed, the service is killer, it was easy to park. I mean, just little details, just little, does the design element of the aesthetic of the place that they're eating hit? And does that make their heart sing? If you're missing that mark, I'm telling you, that's an experience killer. Again, I have to thank my local restaurateur here who is a genius at this, Ronaldo Fierro, who owns the Salted Pig, W. Wolf Skills, and is just he's a genius in terms of creating experiences. He gets that. He absolutely understands the mind of people that want excellent food. I don't want to have to drive to LA or drive to the West Side to go get an excellent meal. I want to get that locally. I want to get it here. But what are those details that someone who would be wanting that type of product? Excellent service, the design elements, the decor. Disneyland is a great example of this. Do they not transport you into another land and give you that escape, that fantasy? They get those details that those who go to an amusement park crave. So that, you have it. Those 3 experience killers: unresponsive client service, amnesia, not remembering little details about your customers, and then finally missing what your target craves. Now, if your target, just using that example again about that local foodie, if your target